Hi guys, we're trying out a new segment on Instagram, on IGTV. So on this segment, I'll be meeting with fellow professionals who have unique career story and definitely have interesting point of view and stories that they can share and you can benefit from. So today, gue udah ditemenin sama Lanny Wijaya. Hi!
Hi!
Lanny, thank you for being here. So Lanny is an account director at LinkedIn in Singapore in the Asia Pacific headquarters, and we have some questions that we want to ask her about her career, about LinkedIn itself, and about working in tech company. Lanny, so the first that we want to ask you is about your career experience. So earlier you told me that you've been working in Singapore for more than 20 years.
Yes.
So please tell me how, at the first place, as an Indonesian, you land in Singapore.
Okay. But first of all, thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you.
So happy to be here and sharing. And yeah, hopefully, all the questions I can answer.
I gave you the cue beforehand.
Yeah, so basically I'm Indonesian, raised and bred here in Jakarta, but after primary schools, I moved to Singapore, so I was being grateful for that. And then after my university in Melbourne, then I moved back to Singapore. So it wasn't like, I didn't plan this, like, okay, I'm going to Singapore, no. I think it's because because my parents already invested a lot in me, and it only makes sense that I have a job after I graduated.
You better.
Yeah, you better. So I was like, oh, okay, mom. So I did try to find a job in Jakarta for 3 months, and I couldn't find anything because the last time when you, I don't know whether you still remember or not, there's a classified in koran, Kompas, nyari kerja.
Okay. We don't do it like that anymore.
Yeah, that was ages ago, right?
Yeah.
And then I couldn't find the right positions because I don't know what the position means. They were just posting like the title, right? So yeah, I didn't have much traction there. So then my mom said that, okay, why don't you try Singapore, right? Since you were educated there and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So I didn't have any plans, just dive into Singapore and then start applying for jobs.
Wow.
Yeah, so I applied thousands of jobs that say okay, fresh graduates, welcome. Yeah, so just being persistent, and then finally I got a job, thankfully.
Wow.
For 4 months. Yeah, it was long, right? Because I was so worried as well, don't have income and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I just took whatever job that offered. I think because of that, I didn't quite like it to working there. So,
well, like every fresh graduate, you have to take whatever it's offered. Yeah.
But nowadays it's different, right, Sam? Nowadays you have choices, and there's thousands of informations online, and you can learn about the company, and or maybe you can connect with mentor everywhere to seek advice. But last time, I think, I don't know, maybe I wasn't having good connection, network.
Good for you.
So yeah, so I thought okay, I can just work anywhere, any companies. Yeah, but that's how I landed into Singapore.
I see.
Workforce.
So LinkedIn wasn't actually your first job?
No,
Okay.
no. Actually, LinkedIn is my 6th job.
Wow. 6 job, guys. Moving companies, totally okay.
Yes, totally okay. Definitely okay.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. What is one fundamental difference between Indonesians and Singaporeans that you feel?
Okay.
That you see fascinating?
Fascinating.
Or interesting?
Fascinating. Okay, let me think. So we are human beings, so we are both the same, all the region. It's just the culture-wise is different, I think. Yeah, and Singapore is all fast-paced, and everybody have like ambition, you know, they said like, okay, I need to
They want to do their own
yeah,
thing.
after school, you have to go to university. If not university, you need to go to polytechnic or ITE. It's just schools. It's very important in Singapore culture. Then after school, you need to find a job. You know, because living expenses there are very expensive.
Of course. So we heard.
Yeah. So I think it's just like working with people in Singaporean. If they, you know, like, they say that they are very like kiasu. So yeah, they want to win.
Yeah.
You know, they have to be the first, you know.
True.
So that's the culture since they're young, right?
Yeah,
So
very competitive.
Competitive culture, yeah. But if it's in Indonesia, we are a family, right? Like happiness, everybody's okay.
Yeah. You're my brother, you're my sister,
Yes,
everyone's a
yes,
friend.
yes, yes.
True.
That's one of the biggest things I've
Difference.
seen. Yeah.
Okay. For our friends who wants to work overseas as well, like you, what is one tip that you can share for them?
I think it's persistence. Is that the word that you want to think about? And also why. Keep asking why, because sometimes they just say like, oh, I want to go to Singapore because it's better. Okay, why better? Right? They don't know what they want. I think understanding.
Pokoknya luar negeri bagus.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't supposed to be like that.
Yeah, it's
right?
not that simple, guys.
Yes, yeah. So I think finding out like what you really want.
Yeah.
Because moving country is very nerve-wracking, like new friends, right? New culture, and it's just scary, right? If you think about it. So if you have like your own goal and persistence, then you will not being stopped by those fears.
Yes.
Yeah. So nothing is impossible.
If you're persistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hard work.
Thank you. I think that wraps up the first bit about working overseas. Next, let's talk about LinkedIn. Okay.
Sure.
Yay. Company promotion. Okay. So moving on to questions about LinkedIn. So Lanny is the account director for the Indonesian market in LinkedIn. That means she takes care of companies who are promoting their brands on LinkedIn in Indonesia especially. So let's ask her some good questions about making your LinkedIn more eye-catching and attractive to companies. So the first question, from fresh graduates, usually they ask me this question. I'm a fresh graduate, I don't really have anything to put on my LinkedIn. Is it absolutely necessary to have a LinkedIn in my first year of career, or should I wait a few years until I have more experience? What do you think?
Okay, good question. So I have, I have received this type of questions before, and when I talk to students and they feel like intimidated because they don't have anything, and then LinkedIn is for professionals, right? But let me tell you, it's just a myth. It's just a myth. Because people feel like it's daunting, and then they just feels okay, I don't want to do it, you know. But you know, it's actually very useful, especially for students or fresh graduates, right? Actually useful for anybody, but especially the students and fresh graduates. Why? Because LinkedIn is a network whereby you can connect with global people, right? So you can connect with people all over Indonesia, all over Singapore. Yeah, if you want to work in Singapore, then you need to talk to people there, right? If you want to work in New York, or you want to work in London, you can just search those people online, right? And then you can reach out to them and then make a meaningful conversations, right? That's one, connection and networking. And then the second one is to find out companies that you really wants to work, because most of the companies are actually listed online thanks to internet. So you can search more of their culture or their people, whether you want to be working with them, right? Because you can choose your own destiny in a way, or in your own career path, or if you want to take, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can also look at the profile, how they actually become an entrepreneur. You know, so what did they actually did before, or what are the skills that they studied or acquired. So these are like I think very important informations whereby you can get it elsewhere. So creating a profile is important because if you don't have a good profile, people will not talk to you.
Of course.
First of all.
Just name, no photo, blank everything.
So if you want to network, obviously, like blind dates, right? If you're going on blind dates, then pastinya mesti rapi, right? Mungkin kesalan dulu gitu ya.
Parfuman dulu.
Gitu. So because the first impression matters, right? So it's the same thing as the social media, and LinkedIn is the social media for professionals. So if you want to reach out to potential employer, or friends, to network professionally, then LinkedIn profile is really important.
Okay, we agree that it's important. Now, how often do I have to update my LinkedIn profile?
For me, based on my experience, I update. Update means updating my
putting new stuff,
information,
job description.
Okay. Let me share more about the LinkedIn profile means, right? So how we can actually connect with people and how to create your LinkedIn profile to be noticeable, right? So so basically, if you have you need to have nice photos, right? So professional look. If you want selfie, it's fine, but as long as like smiling and professionally, headshot basically, they can see your face. And then your names, real names, bukan Instagram names.
Nama keren atau
nama keren
alias
atau si buta deh gua hantu.
Oh my gosh, never do that, guys.
Terus udah itu summary, we need to have summary, maybe just a few sentences, but if you can tell more about yourself, why not? Like maybe a bit your hobby, or your passion,
volunteering activities,
volunteering activities as well. So at the same time, once you move roles or you get promoted, update your LinkedIn, right? Because you want to make sure that you still remember what you have achieved. Because sometimes people forget, right? So your LinkedIn is not your CV, it's actually your digital portfolio, right? So it's portfolio, but
it's a living document that you have to keep renewing and renewing.
Updating and updating, And then if it's for me, I actually active in posts, updates, and activities like commenting or liking topics that I really care about, you know. So because my goal, so in LinkedIn you have a goal, right? When you create your profile, what do you want to do? You want to find a job, or you want to build your professional brand. And for me, I want to build my professional brand, and I want to network with the right like-minded people, right? So posting and updates are always relevancy to HR or technology, because I work in a technology company. HR is because I work with HR most of the time, HR professionals. So I do it every day. So I will open my LinkedIn every day, read my news, and also sharing articles or insights. So all my network can learn as well.
Okay. So basically, it's also important not just to put up a nice profile, but also be active in the story feed, in the post feed, so people can see who you are, what you're interested about, what do you like, what are you passionate about, things like that.
Ideally is to not only give show them, but at the same time, giving back value to your connections, right? So when you're giving like good insight, the connections who reads, they will benefit.
Yeah. So the next topic is we're going to talk about working in technology company or internet companies, which is hot these days. So for young people, a lot of young people also in Jakarta working in tech companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Google. It's a very cool job to do. As someone who's worked in a technology company for quite some times right now, could you mention one cool side and one not so cool side, if that's okay, about working in a technology company?
Yeah, well, I think it's similar to all companies, I guess. You know, the disadvantage and advantage, but it all depends on yourself.
How do you look at it?
What do you want? You know, so I mean, they said like working in a tech company is cool. It's just because that they're inventing new products, right? So we are living in a digital transformations age, right? So everybody is like trying to create something to make our lives more productive and successful, right? So that's why we feel like, oh, it's so cool.
Something new, something different.
Something new, right?
True.
Yeah. But eventually it's still the same. You know, you work for something. You work, there's a purpose for that, right? In any companies, you feel that, okay, I'm working here because, okay, the product is, I believe in the product. Or like, okay, motivation each people is different, and then some people like, oh, I like more money, so I work here because of the salary. But some people say that, oh, I work here because my boss. You know, so it's different. People has different opinions. But for me, I think it's great because LinkedIn, because I haven't worked in other companies before on the LinkedIn.
Okay. You're
tech.
Born and bred in LinkedIn.
Yes, in tech. Yeah. So I mean, I worked in other like smaller firm before, but like if you said just now, like Google, Facebook,
technology companies.
Yeah, the bigger ones. I only work for LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has been great.
Okay.
So their culture is amazing. So they really took care of you. And that's...
You guys should check out Lanny's Instagram profile. LinkedIn does all the nice things for their employees every day.
Yeah, we are pretty blessed and really grateful for that. Yeah, they really took care of their employees well, and they really care about you. Like, you know, your career and your wellness, your health, you know, so it's really cool. But obviously, you know, there's no perfect company, right? So it's just like when you join a bigger company, there's definitely the politics is there, you know. So any company they are, so it's kind of like it depends on you how you manage that. So that's why the important skills that you need to master is like a management skill, you know, and then communication skills is important because it will goes along the way, a long way.
So as an account director, Lanny takes care of a lot of clients. She takes care of many businesses in Indonesia and helps people understand and build trust to LinkedIn. So Lanny, what does it take for you to succeed in this sales trade, especially in a B2B, business to business kind of sales?
Okay. Good question. Yeah, it's sales is something that you know, not everybody wants to do it, but at the end of the day,
it's what drives business.
Yeah,
it's the most important thing in business, basically.
True. That's and also you know, not only driving business, but at the same time, it's part of us. You know, you're actually a salesperson. A human being actually a salesperson, right?
How so?
Because like when you're a kid, if you ask for your mom to buy you toys,
okay.
How do you convince her?
Selling. Okay. Never looked at it that way. Okay.
Yeah, every one of us is a salesperson.
Okay.
But it's just like the skills that you need to build over time, right? If you want to be in that profession, right? For me, I think is the passion, persistency, and trust. Yeah, like passion, persistency, and trust.
And how do you establish trust? You start from zero. You don't know this person. Probably someone call the company and give you the context.
Yeah, so it's depending on I think my characters as well. So I mean, for me, I'm very friendly.
Yeah, I can tell.
I work well with people.
Okay.
So it's sort of like a natural, you know.
Yeah.
So when I talk to people, I really care about why they're struggling, what is their challenges. So understanding their pain and what motivates them. It's a way of knowing if your solutions will benefit the person or not.
Instead of just selling and pushing products.
Yeah, that's no point, right? Right? You don't want to do that. Yeah, so it's all about relationship building. So it's about persistency as well, because sometimes how human doesn't know, like, oh, maybe I need it, but I don't know, you know. So you need to explain, and until they understand, and explain with the goal in mind that it will help them. Like, you really believe that the solutions will help them in terms of efficiency maybe, or they can be more free, you know, more happier at work. You know, just this is the the
things they didn't know they would need, but they would benefit from getting your products.
So,
okay. That's the end of the questions. Anything you want to say to our followers?
Yeah, so...
Fresh graduates or first jobbers out there.
Okay, yeah, so guys, I mean, thank you for listening. So, I mean, I believe that you guys are excited and eager to get out there and find your true self, and as well finding your dream job. So please believe in yourself and don't give up.
Believe in yourself and don't give up. That was Lanny Wijaya from LinkedIn. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.